Dylan Lamb back from Darkfest. It ended a little early there for you at Darkfest. First of all, talk through your injuries for us and how are you feeling right now?
I mean, feeling a little bit bummed, but we're on the up for sure. I fractured my back. I did my T4, my T6, and my sacrum. So the top middle section of my back and then the very bottom. And then I shattered my collarbone completely. They said into like five pieces, and then we've plated it. So surgery went well. It was a quick surgery, only an hour long, and we're on the mend.
So today we're about a week away out of surgery?
Yeah, just over a week.
When will you return to the bike? What are they saying?
They're saying 3 to 6 months. At the moment, we don't know like the exact date, but 3 to 6.
You're also an athlete and gym a lot, so you will heal a lot faster than
I hope so.
Most people.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And actually, what happened in that crash?
So
just talk us through it in your own words.
Sure. From my point of view, I followed in a bit too close behind Louis. And I was the 5th man in this train. So the slipstream was quite gnarly. So I had way more pace going in than everyone else. And then, I pumped a little bit also in the corner. And as I was going, I felt I was going deep and that was fine. And then I tried to like spot the landing and kind of like set up for that. And as I went, the wind, there was a little gust and I got my front wheel. And then, next thing I knew, I was over.
And so it's a 90-footer where that happened.
I think I went 100 and something to my shoulder though.
I mean, 90-foot is 27.5 meters. So, but you overjumped it. So, let's say a 30 and a few meters.
Easily. Easily.
It looked like a lot of people were overjumping that 90 this year.
Yeah, it was running quick.
Okay.
It was running pretty quick when it was dry, especially in the evenings. But I hit it in the morning.
Okay.
But it's just the train and the slipstream. I wasn't too experienced with that.
Okay. Well, hard luck, and everyone is rooting for you. I want to see you back out there.
Thank you.
So let's just talk more now about the 90-footer. That's the biggest jump you've jumped in your life?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure the biggest,
So a very small percentage of people on the planet will experience that on a bicycle.
Yes.
Just talk us through it. In your own words, what it feels like to hit something that big.
Yeah, so pretty much you're going into it so quick, and also you're coming out of a corner and you just get shot out of this corner, and it's a split second before you're out of the corner or into the corner even and off the lip. So I couldn't even remember. I actually blanked out like when I went over it for the first time, and then when I landed it, I don't know if you'll see in the POV, but I for sure only realized I was quiet, like so quiet, because my brain was just blanked, and then landed this thing and I could not believe it, and I was so stoked. I didn't even function that I was hitting the hip afterwards. Came up a little bit short there, but it was sweet.
I actually felt that when I watched the POV. I
Yeah.
actually felt that you were like, not surprised you made it over, but that you were processing what has just
I
happened.
was fully processing. Like I was busy loading there.
Okay, right. And then the next hip, you went a little bit left.
Yeah, I went actually way too slow. Because I had landed it, I was so stoked. That I went into the Twisty Wizard and I didn't keep tucking or anything. Okay. I was literally standing up, chilling, screaming, and then I was just going off the next lip, and I was like, "Oh, I'm hitting another jump now. My bad." And then luckily he got over it okay, and then hit the rest.
Amazing. So let's wind it back up to the top of the track and just talk us through all the features and what they feel like hitting and what the whole run is like for you.
It's a scary one for sure. I mean, you're at the top of the hill, you're with all the best riders in the world that have hit it before. So you have faith in them, but then you also don't want to waste your opportunity because you're up there. So you got to do it now. So I had said, on that day, I was ready for it, and I was. And followed everyone in. I think it was literally we had one warm-up run and we were up there, and then we just went. And I followed the guys, spacing was good, and it was sick. You drop in, hit the shark fins, and then you go across the last one into the road gap, and then you're just going. And they were going, so I had to go. Okay. Yeah, and I just went, and it was so rad.
And what are the rockets like down at the bottom? For you, which is the most fun of all the jumps?
The rockets are by far my favorite jumps. I think they suit my style of riding the best, coming from riding a lot of dirt jumps, they suit me like amazingly.
Okay.
Whereas like the 90 is a long and low, like, or not low, but it's just long, and I've never hit something quite like that. So that was something I was a little bit nervous for, and it did take me by surprise. But yeah, those rockets, when I hit them for the first time, I knew I was like, oh, we're in a good place.
Full vibes.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it looks incredible. It's really, really huge. Okay, let's talk a bit about your bike.
Sure.
So Pat moored at Pyga.
Yeah.
This is a custom bike made specifically for you for the kind of riding you're doing.
Yeah.
I tried to get some info from Pat on the bike, but either he's pretty secretive or he's pretty busy.
He's probably wanting to keep it a secret because it actually works so insanely well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, like, whatever. So, first of all, can people special order this bike from Patrick Moore at Pyga?
We'll have to see. I'm sure he would be open to the idea for sure.
And then talk us through. Maybe I know you were involved with this bike. So what was what did you want in the bike? What was your brief to Pat?
All I said to Pat is last year I rode their HP4 slackline, which is their enduro high pivot, as I've explained before in a previous video. So I rode that. It is a 29er bike. It's meant to be an enduro bike. I rode it with a downhill fork with a 27 wheel at the back, so mulleted. It was great for bike park riding, but a little bit too big of a wheel for like hitting free ride jumps. So I just said I want the exact bike, full 650. Those were my words to him. He delivered, and it rides insane. Yeah.
Okay. And why the medium high pivots? Like, that's a little bit unusual for slopestyle.
So I mean,
free ride.
The high pivot, I had no idea like what like how it would affect a free ride bike or setup.
Yeah.
But because some people,
the story, the narrative is that a high pivot isn't as poppy. It's sort of the high pivot eats, obviously the chainstay length changes, and then on the lip of the jump it eats some of your pop. So, but this is a medium high pivot.
Yeah, well, so that's what I've been told. I got told that story, and like people were wondering, they were like, are you not concerned about it? And then I actually have no idea how the bike works or whatever. So I was just like, I don't know. The bike last year felt great. If I get it in the same size bike, like as a medium, that's cool because I like that reach. As long as it's just a smaller wheelbase, we'll be on.
Okay.
So yeah, and that thing definitely has pop. So I didn't notice it like having any less pop than a normal bike would.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of tubing did Pat use for it? Like,
I have no idea.
Okay,
I just say, hey Pat, I want a free ride bike. I want it to be 650.
Okay.
I want it to feel like last year's bike.
And does it feel pretty similar to your e-bike you're riding?
A little bit.
The Geo.
You can notice a little bit of it, but it's not identical. I think the hardest thing is because it's so much lighter. There's a single speed on this bike. I have also thought about even just running a chainless at times.
Okay.
And yeah, the downhill fork makes a massive difference, but you can feel similarities there for sure.
Speaking of suspension, let's like the bike is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
I pedaled it around. It feels fully rigid. Maybe that's also why you don't notice the high pivot. But like, talk to the suspension setup. So let's start with the fork.
So we got the RockShox Ultimate box up front with as many tokens as you can put in there. I think we got 5 in there, or it's 1 under max tokens. So yeah, I think we got 5.
Like on my downhill bike, I run 2, and I'm thinking of going to 1.
Yeah, no.
So you're on 5.
I'm on 5, and I only weigh 68 kgs.
Okay.
And then in the back we have the Vivid Ultimate, and then we're running that full max tokens. I think it's 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like pressures, like super hard.
Yeah, like I think I have 250 or even more in the back, like 250, and then in the front, 180 or 200, somewhere around there. It's high. It's somewhere high. Yeah, can't really remember.
With the pressures and that high, and with so many tokens, and do you even bother with like compression, or do you also?
The compression we made, like I'm trying to remember what Devin did. Devin sorted me out with all the compression, but we made just everything as slow as possible.
Okay.
So
slow and hard. Okay.
Yeah, slow, hard. That's all I asked for with it. Yeah.
Okay, and then just explain why there's no gears on the bike. Just like
so you're hitting these massive jumps. You don't really need a pedal. Like some guys do pedal if it's running a bit slow and they want to do a trick.
Yeah.
I have a general rule with myself. If I have to pedal into a jump, like I got this from dirt jumps, stop. Like
you've messed something up.
Yeah, you've messed something up, just stop. So, and also the bike ride's so smooth without like gears like clinking and clacking and making all this noise, and it's way lighter, so you can move the bike around. There's not that like rear wheel weight. I said that right. So yeah, it's just a lot easier to maneuver.
Okay, tires. Big meaty Pirellis on you.
Yeah, we got the medium compound one and then the traction at the back.
Okay.
So we decided to go for the traction because it's a harder compound, so it'll be faster rolling for the back.
Okay.
And then, to be honest, I just have been running these tires on all my bikes, and they rad for everything. So yeah.
Good braking edges and good shoulders.
Yeah, they could have been they might be a little bit too knobbly for what I was riding. When it was wet, I struggled with speed.
Sure.
But when it's dry, it was dialed.
Yeah, because some guys run a semi-slick on the back.
Yeah, or they just run like they're worn tires.
Yeah.
Like if I'd ridden these for like a month before, they would have been the dream.
Right.
They were just in wet conditions. Like when we were testing a few weeks back, I struggled a little bit with speed.
The brakes. So you've got the big boy Mavens on you.
Yeah, if I needed to stop,
I
needed to make sure I did have like the best things on my bike, because if you need to stop, you need to stop quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then like the bike flew out of the air, like you basically threw the bike 30 odd meters down a trail
when I
at like 70 k's an hour.
When I fell.
So talk to the damage on the bike right now.
So surprisingly, there's no damage on this bike. I don't understand how. My grip end has like a little mark on it with some dirt. But yeah, it's dialed. Like,
sick.
Yeah, the bike got away unscathed. I didn't.
Yeah, tell us about those bars.
Yeah, so we got the dildo risers. I was always on Dale's case because I love like line components and all the stuff that they make because I'm running their wheel sets. But I told him I would not run his bars unless he made high-rise bars. And we actually did a signature pair of dildo risers with a 50 mil rise, 9 degree back sweep, I think. And yeah, they're sick. They're so good.
And what widths are they available in?
They come in 800. Okay. I cut them to 780 on the downhill bike, and then 760 on like my trail bike, and then 720 on my dirt jump bike.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, plans for the rest of the year. Obviously.
Oh, wait, sorry. There's a pre-order available for these bars. We're going to get to it soon.
Okay.
But just keep your eyes peeled. We're going to do a pre-order for these.
This is the first South African-made bike that's made it down Darkfest line, like top to bottom. That's like quite
super South African bike. I mean, not just the frame. We got the wheels, the bars. Like, there could have been a stem. I ride the stems on all my other bikes, but it's so South African, and I love it.
And I mean, the frame's like welded here in Pietermaritzburg. Yeah. Plans for the rest of the year, like Europe's on the cards, but like, and obviously everything's TBC right now. But what are the hard plans, or how are we looking?
I haven't actually even started my visas or flights yet because we had this hold up now, and I was so busy with Darkfest, with the build and everything. The plan is to go to all 5 of the European backyard battles. It's a Monster Energy freeride series. And I was going to go to that. I was going to be based in Morzine and then fly to each of those. But now, with this injury, we have to wait until my doctor's appointment to confirm when I can exactly be back on the bike. Because I'll only go out there as soon as I can ride. And
congrats on the T2B and
Cheers.
On hanging out there. And
Thank you.
Doing all the riding you were doing there leading up to the events as well as the digging. And good luck for the rest of the season.
Shot. Thanks,